My name is Brian Evans, and this is my YouTube channel. I'd like you to subscribe, like the page, like the content, and even comment, because I like to see your comments, because this is an issue that we have been discussing about why Africa teams haven't won the World Cup since the inception of the World Cup. Okay, we had key issues, and we highlighted some of the key issues, me and my team, where we were discussing, me and my friends, fans of football. So these are the things that we highlighted and why they hinder Africa from winning the World Cup. First things first, World Cup, as we know it, is a football marathon whereby we have got like 3 weeks of play, but very many games are being played within that short time. So the things that hinder Africa teams from winning the World Cup is that, first thing, most of African teams have got big bodies. Big players have got big bodies. And as we know, in a marathon, people don't have big bodies. For example, when you see the marathoners run, those guys have got so small body so that they can sustain the speed and maintain the resilience of running. So when we come to the World Cup, we've got a very short time for our players to regain their energy of that big body. You've got 1 day of play, and you rest 1 day with the training, and then you find out that you have got a game. Before you regain your energy, you find that these big bodies, it's very hard for them to maintain the speed and the composure of the game. Second thing we came out to see is that the talent that we have in Africa is a very good talent, and black people have always dominated in games. When you come to even the rugby, you come to let's say the American football, you come to the basketball, any any game that is played, you find that the black people have a chance of dominating. So why is it that we haven't won the World Cup? So we find out that we have talent, but the body has become an issue. So at least African players try to reduce your body size, because this is not a rugby. We don't need that so much energy pushing around. We need you to have a way of playing, be critical, have a way of tackling your opponents and your ball formations, so that you won't be running so much. So the next point was that we discussed was, most of our players, mainly they don't mainly you find that they don't coordinate well with the other players. So you find that, like, when it comes to these big games, the coaches run to take players who go to other leagues to play, instead of first of all looking at the local leagues, whereby these people know each other, they know the way people play, they know their game plan and everything. So you find that when these European players come to play in Africa, to play in the national leagues, in the national tournaments, they don't mix, or they don't know how to coordinate with the local players. So you find out, like, the players who play in the European leagues, they don't want to get injured while playing in these tournaments, because they in the other leagues they get paid to play, but in their national teams they play for pride. So what I'll advise most of the coaches is that when you select your team, mainly use a ratio of 7 local league players, and then you can add the rest from those who play from other leagues. That key point is that the formation and way of play, Africa over time has been playing a play of energy, using strength against other national teams. So you find out that these other teams, they will be composed, They'll know their players where they are, so they'll put the ball there. But you'll find that African teams, they move, and players, they move all around the field. It's like people don't know their numbers, don't know the position you're supposed to play. So what I'll be pointing out again is the talent. African got talent, but this talent is like someone wants to show off that he or she is selfish, instead of having a fair play, knowing that I may be talented, I may be famous, but this is a national team, so I'll be selfless so that we win. It's not about me, it's about my team, it's about us winning. So, with that, not much said, I'll be talking about something else that we spoke about was the young African players, the guys, the kids who come out of the academies. Why are Africa? We need players for the next generation. So, for example, we've got young talent which is coming up, but I'll have to give them some small advice. So, for the young talent, I'd like them to know that when you are young and you haven't made a name for yourself, it's hard for you to play in the big leagues. So, if you want to play in the big leagues, you have to be extraordinary. You have to know how to make free kicks. You have to know how to put good corners and know how to be a good ball, goal assist player. So train on these things, and then stop running for the big numbers, like you want to play number 9, you want to play number 10. Try to play in the mid, where you will be a key player. Or those who know who play in the defense, try to have good tackle skills. And if you are a goalkeeper, big up and train that much, because these are numbers, these are the key positions that every coach will like to have. Thank you, and see you next time.